Hello everyone, my name is John James, and I am the storyteller. Today I'm going to be telling Luke Piper's story part 2. I hope you enjoy. Exterior, barn, night. The campfire burns bright throughout the night. Everyone is sitting down on a log, eating a sandwich. Both Mark and Luke eat the sandwich like it's a 5-star meal. Leo, so you boys ready to hear what has happened to the world after the invasion? Both Luke and Mark nod. Mary, Leo, wait. Everyone turns to look at Mary. Mary continued, "What do you two think has happened to the world?" Mark and Luke turned toward each other, then back at Mary. Mark, we tend to have that conversation quite often. It's the only optimistic thing we can talk about that doesn't have to do with farming. Luke, we think, thought, that things found a way to go back to normal. Perhaps we even use those Crete or Narcles for a beneficial reason. Everyone but Luke and Mark laugh. Lewis, oh, if only. Pardon me wishes I was as innocent as you are right now. Living as a farmer doesn't sound too bad compared to the alternative. Mary, everything, and I mean everything, changed after that day. Mira, and as sad as it sounds, not all changes were bad. Leo, if you guys are done interrupting, I'd love to continue. Lewis, go ahead. Tell them how Earth became hell. Leo glares at Lewis. Once the Narcles attacked, there was pure chaos. Every country's government tried their best to think of a solution. Every country's army attacked. Hell, I think it was the first time humanity ever fought together for a single purpose. But they failed. The guns we were using couldn't kill the creatures. That was when the governments of the world finally told us the truth. The truth that they have been withholding certain types of technology in Area 51. This technology includes the robotic parts we have as well as our guns. By the time this secret was out, over 80% of the human population was extinct. Sometimes I wonder why they hid it for so long. Would have saved a lot of lives. But you can't change the past, can you? You can only live with the choices you've made. By the time these weapons were brought to the public, there was only one place left to bring it to. The last safe place humanity had left. Safe Haven. It used to be Chicago, but was renamed so that anyone seeking help would feel welcomed. Chicago survived because of my son. When he was younger, before the Narcles, one of the meteors came to Earth early. My son Jason took a look, and instead of a Narcle coming out, it just exploded. He lost his right arm from the explosion, but received ice powers. Luke and Mark look at each other after hearing ice powers. Leo continued. With these ice powers, he created a huge wall of ice surrounding the city. He froze all the Narcles in the city, and it became Safe Haven. It only took a year for Safe Haven to build its own wall. Turns out things get done pretty quick when you have the entire population determined to get it done. Since then, those that lost parts of their bodies from Narcle attacks were given a choice. Have these militarized prosthetics, but fight for humanity, or be given a regular prosthetic. As you can tell, we all chose the first option. These prosthetics became so useful in combat that it was highly discouraged for anyone without one of these prosthetics to ever leave Safe Haven. Mark, so how did each of you lose your body part? Mira, I was a production assistant for a news channel when the Narcles attacked. A Narcle with the ability to vomit acid poured acid over my face. One of my coworkers pushed it off before it could kill me. But by then, half my face was disfigured. I ran toward the med kit on set and was able to save myself. After that, I was able to run away. I heard one of the radio channels saying Chicago had a way of defending itself, and I drove there as fast as I could. The rest is history. Mary, I was at my house watching TV. I didn't realize what was happening till I saw it from my window, but by then it was too late. A Narcle that had blades for hands came rushing toward our home. It broke the window. Before I had time to react, it cut off both my arms. That was when my dad tackled it to keep it busy. My mother had 2 kitchen knives, one in each hand as she helped my father. My brother, who thankfully was a nurse, brought me to his car. While our parents kept the Narcle busy, he was able to stop the bleeding. But for us to survive, we had to leave immediately. The last thing I saw my father mouth was the word live, before I watched him get killed. While we were driving, we also heard the radio signal and came to Chicago. My brother is the nurse for everyone that fights for the Narcos. My brother is all I have left. Mary looks at the ground as if she was looking into the void. Lewis, be grateful you still have your brother, Mary. All of my family died, and I was hundreds of miles away from them. I was already in Chicago when it happened. I left home to make it in Chicago. I never was able to get too close to a narco, due to Jason's heroism. I don't even have a prosthetic, honestly, but I choose to fight, nevertheless. But we do have some militarized prosthetics, just in case things go south. They're in the van. Leo, well, looks like I'm next. My son and I just got back from our vacation in Spain. He just graduated college, and that was my gift to him. We were at the O'Hare airport when it happened. My son told me we had to go to downtown Chicago. He said he could save it. All he needed to do was be there. We drove there, and my son put the wall around the city. However, there were still the narcos in the city. My son hunted down every narco, but there was one that had two abilities: invisibility and teeth so strong it could cut a diamond. Just when we thought we got them all, and our guards were finally lowered, that was when that narco attacked and bit my arm clean off. My son killed it instantly and froze my wounds so I wouldn't bleed out, but the damage was done. Mary, what about you two? Mark, how we survived? I was having a small party when it came over the news. Shortly after, the meteors began striking my neighborhood. One crashed near us and... Mark looks at Luke, then Leo. That was when a narco with ice powers attacked us. Leo. I see. Mark. It almost destroyed the vehicle, but we were able to distract it long enough for us to escape in it. After that, we fled here and been living here ever since. Luke. If Safe Haven is Chicago, then what are you guys doing out here? Mary. We had scouting planes survey areas we normally wouldn't be able to get to without long-distance travel. It shot a picture in Florida of a narco with red eyes instead of blue. Luke. You drove all the way to Florida for a narco with red eyes? Lewis. It does sound a bit stupid when you say it. Mira. Stupid or not, we did it. Mark. And? Mira. And nothing. We searched for days, but found nothing. We were running low on supplies, and that's why we started coming back. However, more narcos began surrounding the route we originally took, and we decided to take this one instead. Lewis. Those fuckers can sniff us out like dogs. The more humans in one place, the more likely a narco will attack it. You should see the wall surrounding Safe Haven. It's like there's a different army of narcos surrounding it each day. Leo starts to get up. Mira. Conversation not interesting enough? Leo. I finished eating. I'm going to go practice shooting. Mary. You already practiced in the morning. Leo walks away. Leo. No such thing as too much practice. Luke gets up. Luke. Hey, wait! Let me join you. Luke follows Leo. Leo gives Luke a surprised look, but shrugs and continues walking with Luke close behind. Lewis. That's our leader for you. A man who feels like he's wasting air unless he's either killing narcos or improving his skill in killing narcos. Mark. Is his son the same way? Lewis. Jason? Mary laughs. Mary. Jason's the polar opposite of Leo. Leo is always so serious, but Jason, he tends not to take life so serious. Mira. Except in combat. It's hard not to see the similarities then. Lewis. Can't deny that. Seeing both Leo or Jason in combat is quite the treat. Exterior, farm, night. Leo, just leaving the barn, is carrying an old table, while Luke is behind him holding some old rusted cans. Leo sets down the table in an area where no harm would happen to the farm. Luke then puts the cans on the table. Leo and Luke walk around 15 feet away, and Leo pulls out a pistol that looks like it belongs in Star Trek. Leo. The reason it's recommended to have a militarized prosthetic is Leo shoots all the cans in less than a second. Leo continued. Because it focuses your aim, gives you more strength, and it makes you resistant toward most narco attacks. Luke watches amazed. Leo then walks over to the table. He finds the cans, which all have holes in it with a burning red ring. He sets them back on the table and then walks back to where Luke is. Luke, do you mind if I take a shot? Leo, I don't see why not. Leo hands Luke the gun. Leo continued, just pull the trigger. These guns never need to be reloaded and have next to no kickback. Luke inspects the gun amazed. He then holds it properly and begins to take aim. He shoots and misses. Leo continued, keep your arm steady and your breathing under control. Luke takes a deep breath and focuses hard on the cans. Keeping his arm steady, he then shoots each of the cans perfectly. Leo laughing, that was amazing, Luke. You have quite the gift for this. Luke blushes. Thank you. I guess I just got lucky. Leo, I don't believe in luck, Luke. You have a gift. Perhaps you and Mark could join us. With the right training, you two could be a deadly force. Luke, I'll think about it. But this farm has been our home for years. Not to mention, it seems like you guys experience life and death scenarios on the daily. Leo, we do indeed. That type of lifestyle just isn't for everyone. So I understand if you'd rather just stay here. Luke looks at the gun and smiles at Leo. Luke, can I shoot some more? Leo, absolutely. Interior, barn, night. Luke Piper, voiceover, future version. I shot those cans till there was no cans left to shoot. I really did want to join Leo, but re-experiencing what I did when I first saw a narco absolutely terrified me. The time then came for everyone to go to bed. Mark and I made makeshift beds for them out of hay, and then said our goodnights. There was a second floor to the barn, and on the second floor, that was where me and Mark slept. We slept near a window, because it gave us comfort. Shots of Luke holding what little there was of a can, while Leo laughed in the background. Shots of Mark and Luke fixating the beds, and shots of Mark and Luke laying in their own makeshift beds that are next to each other, looking at the ceiling. Luke Piper continued, whispers, Hey, Mark. Mark, whispers, What's up, Luke? Luke, what's your thoughts been on our visitors? Mark, they all seem pretty cool, if not a bit odd. Luke, I agree. When I was with Leo, he offered that both of us could join him. Mark stayed silent for a bit. What did you say? Luke, I said I'd think about it. What's your opinion? Mark, we have always talked about what we would do if we ever left the farm, but now that we know what has happened to the world, I don't know if I ever want to leave the farm. This farm isn't easy living, but I don't ever feel like I'm going to get killed by a narco here. Luke, that's true. I don't think I'm ready to see another narco again. Having one on top of you, moments away from killing you, yet I still get nightmares about it. Mark, perhaps we belong on this farm after all. Luke, yeah, perhaps we do. Shots of everyone sleeping. Luke is sleeping, but an orange light flickers around his face. The light wakes up Luke. He looks out the window to see what the light is. He looks outside, absolutely terrified. Tears starting to form. Luke, yelling, Everyone, wake up now! The farm is on fire! Oh my god. Narcos! Thank you all for listening, and I hope to enjoy and see you guys for part 3. Thank you again.